Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, Browns fans, buckle up because the NFL landscape is shifting, and it's happening right in our own backyard. The story that's been buzzing all preseason long is about one of the most talked about young quarterbacks entering the league in recent memory, SHEDEUR Sanders. And if you've been following the Browns, you know that every time a rookie shows flashes, especially in the preseason, it sparks a lot of hope, a lot of debate, and yes, a lot of excitement. But this time, it's not just talk. It's about what the future might hold for Cleveland and how a single game could be a turning point in our quest for Super Bowl glory. Now, SHEDEUR Sanders, the quarterback drafted 144th overall, has made quite the impression in his debut with the Browns. And let's be honest, Browns fans, it's not every day you see a rookie come out swinging the way he did last Friday night. In that game against the Panthers, Sanders didn't just hold his own, he dominated. Completing 14 of his 23 pass attempts for 138 yards, with 2 touchdown passes, he looked poised, confident, and ready to take on NFL defenses. His performance was nothing short of spectacular, especially considering the circumstances. This was his first game in a Cleveland uniform, and he made sure everyone watching knew he belonged. The excitement among fans, celebrities, and league insiders was palpable. Social media lit up with praise, with many calling his debut history-making, and some even saying he's already proven his doubters wrong. It was a moment where expectations collided with reality, and Sanders delivered. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite the buzz and the spectacular showing, the Browns' head coach, Kevin Stefanski, isn't jumping to conclusions. No, he's not promising Sanders immediate first-team reps or a guaranteed spot on the depth chart. Instead, Stefanski's focus remains on the bigger picture, player development, team needs, and making sure everyone's prepared for the long haul. This is a classic example of NFL coaching philosophy. You see, even after such a promising debut, Stefanski emphasized that there are still areas where Sanders can improve. He's quick to point out that the standard at quarterback, and really at every position, is high. And that's true. The NFL is unforgiving, and every play, every decision, every nuance can make or break a game. Stefanski mentioned that there are things SHEDEUR can clean up, and he's confident that he will, because that's what talented young quarterbacks do. They learn, they adapt, and they grow. What's particularly interesting about this situation is the context of the Browns' current quarterback depth chart. As it stands, SHEDEUR Sanders is considered the fourth option behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. That's a crowded room, no doubt about it. But the fact that he's already turning heads in his first preseason appearance raises questions about how quickly he might climb that ladder. Cleveland fans, you know how this league works. If a rookie keeps impressing, especially in the preseason, coaches start to reconsider their plans. Stefanski's comments reveal a cautious optimism. He said, "We have a standard for that position and really every position, but certainly the quarterback position. There's a standard by which we play and how we operate and how we take care of the football. There are things that SHEDEUR can clean up, he will clean up. But by and large, I thought the operation was really good, and that's important when you have different guys in there." That's a coach speaking about a player who, despite his youth, showed maturity and command on the field. It's a testament to Sanders' work ethic and potential. Moreover, the Browns are aware of the opportunities that lie ahead. The upcoming joint practices with the Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champions, are seen as pivotal for Sanders' trajectory. These practices are not only about game prep, but also about giving young quarterbacks like him real-world experience against top-tier competition. Although it's unlikely Sanders will get significant first-team reps against a team of Philly's caliber, continued strong performances in practice and preseason could very well accelerate his timeline. Browns fans, this is where the excitement really starts to build. Every snap, every play, every decision is a step toward potentially becoming Cleveland's future franchise quarterback. But let's not forget the human element here. moments after his stellar debut, Sanders was caught calling out a local journalist, Tony Grossi, in the tunnel. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this a distraction? Is this a sign of issues? Not necessarily. It's more about the confidence, the fire, and the mentality of a young player who's eager to prove himself, not just on the field, but also in how he handles criticism. Sanders wasn't confrontational. He questioned why Grossi had been critical of him during the summer. That's a sign of a guy who's aware of the scrutiny but also determined to prove his worth. This incident, while minor, adds a layer to his story. It shows that Sanders isn't just content to ride the wave of preseason hype. He's hungry, he's driven, and he's willing to stand up for himself. That kind of mentality, combined with his talent, could be a recipe for success in Cleveland. Browns fans, you know how much passion and resilience it takes to win in this league, and Sanders seems to have that in spades. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this isn't just about one game or one rookie's debut. It's about the long-term vision for the Browns. Cleveland has been building a solid foundation with a talented roster and a coaching staff that values development. The challenge now is to integrate young talents like Sanders into a team that's hungry for success. The expectations are high, especially considering the team's recent playoff appearances and the desire to finally get over that hump and contend for a Super Bowl. Every piece, every player, every game counts in Sanders' emergence adds a new layer of optimism for fans who have waited years for a breakthrough. And let's talk about the history of the Browns for a moment. This franchise has seen its share of ups and downs, but they've always been resilient. From their legendary past to their recent revival, Cleveland fans are known for their unwavering support. The arrival of a quarterback with Sanders' talent, combined with the coaching staff's focus on development, signals a new chapter, one where hope is renewed, and the future looks brighter than ever. If Sanders continues on this trajectory, he could very well be the guy who leads Cleveland back to the promised land, who finally brings a Super Bowl trophy back to the city that's been waiting so patiently. Of course, there are still questions. Will Sanders be able to clean up the small errors Stefanski mentioned? How quickly will he adapt to NFL speed and schemes? Can he handle the pressure of being a starting quarterback in Cleveland, a city that's known for its passionate and sometimes demanding fans? These are questions that only time will answer, but the signs are promising. The Browns have a talented roster, a solid coaching staff, and now, a young quarterback who's already showing he has what it takes. And as fans, we should be excited about what's coming. The preseason is just the beginning. The real test begins when the games start counting, and the spotlight truly shines on players like SHEDEUR Sanders. If he keeps performing like he did last Friday, the division better watch out. Cleveland is on the rise, and Sanders might just be the spark that ignites a new era of Browns football. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Browns are entering a critical phase of the preseason, where every practice, every game, and every snap could shape their season. The coaching staff will be closely monitoring Sanders' progress, especially during joint practices with formidable teams like the Eagles. This is where he can really test himself against top-tier talent and show that his debut wasn't just a flash in the pan. Cleveland fans, you know how important these moments are. This is where legends are made, and players earn their spot in the hearts of the city. In the end, the story of SHEDEUR Sanders in Cleveland is still being written. But what's clear is that he's already made a mark, and the potential for him to rise up the ranks is real. The Browns are in a unique position right now, on the cusp of something special, with a young quarterback who's eager to prove he belongs. This season could very well be the beginning of a new chapter, where Cleveland finally gets back to the top and competes for that elusive Super Bowl. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This season promises to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with young guns like Sanders stepping up, the future's looking brighter than ever. So keep the faith, stay passionate, and let's see where this journey takes us. Because with the Browns, it's always about resilience, hope, and that relentless pursuit of greatness.